The Grand River Open Cup, one of them, the Milk Cup being another, possibly NISA Cup being the third and final one. A late addition to that cup was this Lansing Common side after Bavarians withdrew their offer to be in that cup. But once again, Lansing Common, Josh Oakley, this team, it seems poised and ready to make another run towards an East Division title.
And of course, and there's a plethora of new players that introduced into this Lansing Common team, but there's also a healthy amount of returning players, returning veterans in this team that are crucial, that are going to be crucial to the success coming in. We have players like Munir Shirali and Julian Birch and Ty Uziak, guys who were instrumental parts of the team last season. Now they are back. They look better than ever. And I'm excited to see them play again tonight here at home.
Yeah, and you talk about Munir Shirali. He was not in the lineup for that game against BIH, and it was a much needed. They almost would have needed his presence there last weekend. The midfield not really doing as best as it could do on a day like today when there's a lot more starters in, and it's a game in front of a home crowd. But Munir Shirali, 5 games started at Eastern Illinois last season, 15 games played for his collegiate team in his, I believe, 4th season with Eastern Illinois. He still has another year of eligibility left, though.
I believe it was his 3rd season. He's going into his senior year of college. And his co-partner there, Shedi Omar, also did not complete a full season there. Remember, Shedi Omar was a player here at Lansing Common last season, led the team with 10 goals. Did not play most of that season due to injury. So Munir Shirali picked up a lot of slack in that end for the Panthers.
Yeah, and for this Lansing Common team, as you take a look at the all-time stats from last season, Shedi Omar, 9 goals in the Midwest Premier League. That led this Lansing Common team, and his presence will be dearly missed as the two teams make their way onto the pitch. And we'll take a gander at the starting lineups here momentarily, but it's a pretty interesting starting 11 for both teams, it would seem. A lot of teams giving up players due to college players playing in USL, and then some other players that are starting for Tulip City were also part of West Michigan and a few other teams last year that, you know, since Tulip City didn't make their way into the league last year, they're now here. But nonetheless, it's a very enticing matchup on paper when you take a look at the two squads.
And of course, you have a couple of guys on each side playing for the same teams back in college. A lot of Western Michigan guys on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see college teammates go up against each other. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and playing against each other is a different animal in this competition.
And you talk about those Western Michigan players. There's also a lot of Hope College players, a lot of overlap on the two teams with both Tulip City and Lansing Common having players from Hope College. Kai Francisco, who's not starting today, one of those major players at Hope College. He's a magician at the midfield. I saw him playing last week whenever Lansing Common played BIH Grand Rapids, but nonetheless, he's not in the starting lineup today. As we take a look at the Lansing Common starting lineup in between the sticks, the 6'3" netminder Ethan Brandt, a back 4 of Victor Toon, Zane Arnold, Kevin Payne, and Landon Hungerford. In the midfield, you'll have Mark Wishmeyer and Julian Burge. And up top, Munir Shirali playing the cam role, wingers being Ty Uziak and Ramsey Shaheen. And way up at the top at center forward, Josh Rosendale. Luca, what do you like from that starting 11?
Well, I like to see Munir Shirali in a different role. Last season, we saw him out wide on that right wing for almost every game. And this season, he's going to take that number 10 role. It's a different role, but I believe he's prepared for it. I think he's a clever enough player to find space in between the lines of the midfield and defensive lines to pick up a pass and do what he does best, and that is playmaking, and can also finish the occasional goal.
And for some of those playmakers on the other side of the pitch, the starting 11 for Tulip City, between the sticks, Sean O'Meara, another Western Michigan native, a back 4 of Jackson Strabel, Michael Saldana, Connor Fowler, and Jared Cromwell. That's their back 4. They play a 4-4-2. In the midfield, you will have Connor Burkett. He's a player to watch out for on the left wing. In central midfield, you will have Ethan Jansen and Christian Mendoza-Hoyne. And bringing it up along the right side, Ethan DeWitt. And up top, Paolo Ocala and Jordan Walker. And Walker, a force to be reckoned with. He can clean up around the net. 2 goals and an assist last week in Tulip City's grand opening against Detroit Union, a 5-0 thumping of Union in their first ever Midwest Premier League match.
Of course, Jordan Walker is a force to be reckoned with, like you said. He's fast, he's crafty, and as Josh Oakley explained earlier this week, he's a player that if he gets a rebound inside the box, it can most likely find the position in between the sticks.
And that will do it most likely for this Lansing Common pregame show. Kickoff just around the corner. We're going to take a short break here as the teams get almost ready underway. And once again, you're watching Lansing Common. We'll be back in a moment.
At midfield from Bloomfield Hills, number 18, Mark Wishmeyer. A forward from East Lansing, number 11, Ramzi Shaheen. A midfielder from East Lansing, number 10, Munir Sharali. A forward from Okemos, wearing jersey number 7, Ty Uziak. A forward from Holt, number 21, Josh Rosendale. And in goal from Torrance, California, number 1, Ethan Brandt. The head coach of Lansing Common FC is Josh Oakley.
A few seconds away from kickoff here, Cameron McLaren alongside Luca Maloney. Luca, this is going to be a very enticing matchup. The first league game for Lansing Common in almost 11 months, but nonetheless, one game under their belt, but a few more starters in the starting 11 that Josh Oakley wants.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit about the new players coming in directly into the starting lineup. First off, the two center backs, Landon Hungerford and Kevin Payne. Two guys played at Niagara University, making their starting debuts tonight here at Eastern Stadium. Kevin Payne is a force to be reckoned with as well. He's tall, he's crafty, and a very difficult player to beat on the one-on-one.
And he's very physical playing in that center back role. He's played 25 games for Niagara, and his partner there, Landon Hungerford, played at DeWitt High School before enrolling in Niagara. He also was an all-state selection for soccer at DeWitt High School. So there is some star power in that back four for Josh Oakley's side.
Yeah, and one thing that Josh Oakley talked about too was Zane Arnold. Zane Arnold's going to be playing on the right back position, but he is good with both his left and right foot, which makes him a dual threat on the wing areas. He can push up just the way Josh Oakley likes to play, having his fullbacks go as high up the pitch as possible and create chances there. I think we're going to see a very exciting game between the back line of this Lansing Common team.
And this is not going to be the same team that Robbins fans saw last season. A little bit of a different look on the pitch, a 4-2-3-1 being deployed by Josh Oakley. It leaves a lot of room for improvement as we're set to just about get underway. Tulip City United SC in the all white kits going from left to right. Lansing Common in their home reds as we are set to get underway here from Lansing, Michigan, as the referee patiently awaiting his linesmen to get to their starting lines. It's like a track meet out here. Very slow track meet at that. And with
the referee
2 points of a finger, a look at his watch, And a blow of the whistle. We are underway for the 2022 season of Lansing Common. And the ball, first look of an attack down that left wing side. Pass gone awry from Jordan Walker. They'll look to work that left side as the ball will go all the way back to the defense. Fowler will go all the way back for Cromwell. Up top now, DeWitt. He's got support down the right side and Strable, and that ball
and
too far in front
Ethan
of him.
DeWitt wearing the number 10 jersey. Plays at Grace Christian University over in Grand Rapids from Zeeland, Michigan. Impressive stats here. 16 games played, no goals, but registered 8 assists.
Very interesting. Very, very good distributor.
So the
as you would say.
the playmaking there has got to be a force.
Ball played over the top. Payne, he'll just funnel it out of play, and a throw in there for Tulip City. Just over a minute gone by here in the first half. Both teams still trying to figure each other out. No clear present danger.
And the first observations that come to mind here are the size difference in this team.
Walker just inside the 18-yard box. Mendoza Hoyne trying to get on the end of it. He's forced to retreat. Shot there from just way outside of the box. Find the hands of Ethan Brandt. He'll calm things down, but first solid chance for Tulip City. A little bit wasteful, though, in the final third.
And Ethan Brandt, look at that big right arm, hands it out to the right wing.
And Arnold will keep it in along that right side.
Ball somehow took a bounce back inside the pitch.
And a throw-in awarded to Tulip City. Walker. Mendoza. Looking for passing options. He's shadowed by Zane.
And another guy that we didn't talk about in the starting 11 as well, Mark Wischmeyer. Very tall midfielder, has a great first touch and able to spread the pitch. Seemingly, it's so natural for him to open up the play, find the lines, and find players up top and keep possession.
And another new addition, Victor Toon. He looks to play it forward, and that one off of Strable, handball, and a free kick in the opposing half for Lansing Common. It's a misplaced pass there. I believe it was Cromwell it hit the hand of. Kevin Payne. He'll send it up forward, looking for Zane Arnold. Too far out of reach for him. And another throw-in for Tulip City. Walker.
And Kevin Payne, coming out of Jackson, Michigan, last week when I was talking to him, mentioned how special it was to play in his home state again and to spend the summer here up in Lansing. Jackson only about 40 minutes down south. He seems to really enjoy his time up here.
He also played club at Vardar Academy before enrolling at Niagara, so a few club teams in and around the Michigan area that a lot of these players come from, is Brandt trying to force Walker out of the way of his throw. And Lansing Common with that 4-2-3-1, they can play it out of the back as this ball finds its way. Rosendale. Arnold will go back to Payne. And all the way back to Brandt. He'll distribute it quickly along the near side. Hungerford.
And we see a common trend here with goalkeepers that Josh Oakley recruits, goalkeepers that are very good with their hands, but specifically very good with their feet, able to distribute, are so comfortable to receive the ball back in the last third.
DeWitt, he'll play it forward, looking for Walker, but the linesman has his flag raised offside. The first one charged against Tulip City. And Lansing Common, they'll get play restarted quickly. Payne looking for Arnold. He'll go in the middle for Wischmeyer. Arnold around that right side looking for Uziak, and that ball will just roll out of play. Once again, another throw-in for Tulip City, but Lansing Common trying to work that right side.
I think the objective here is to work both wings. They know they have pace and technical ability on that left and right side with Uziak and Ramsey, respectively.
Uziak, he'll win a throw-in. They'll play it in quickly. Shirali, that ball too far off of his foot. It'll find its way to Arnold. He'll play it back to Hungerford. Landon Hungerford, the DeWitt High School native and
Shirali dispossessed there.
the partner of Kevin Payne at Niagara University. Payne, he'll play it forward, looking for Rosendale. It'll be won by Cromwell. Jansen.
And one thing that Josh Oakley also mentioned earlier this week in training, you know, this team has only had about 2.5 weeks of regulated training and getting to know each other really well. So Oakley expects a little bit of disconnect here and there, but as time goes on, he expects his team to gel much better together.
Burkett trying to work his way inside the 18. It finds its way out to Mendoza-Hoyne. He gets crunched in by 2 Lansing Common players, but he keeps the ball. Mendoza-Hoyne, his cross, trying to find Walker. Walker, and that shot saved by Brandt, goes out for a corner along the far side.
Hits the chest of Ethan Brandt and rolls out of bounds for a corner kick.
And warning signs for Lansing Common along that left side as Ethan Brandt shaken up on the play.
And Kevin Payne here accidentally took out his teammate Ty Uziak for the challenge. And now we have Ethan Brandt on the floor.
And the athletic trainer out for Lansing Common. That is not a sight they want to see less than 10 minutes into their opening match. As Ethan Brandt
back on his feet.
Brandt, the West High School native out of Torrance, California. How far away is that from you, Luca?
Not too far away. I used to actually work very close Manhattan Beach. That's kind of my area. Ethan and I talked about it. Both of us are big Dodgers fans.
Brandt back to his feet, the ensuing corner. Mendoza, he'll whip it in. Trying to find Walker to find ahead of a Lansing Common player, and they clear the zone. Uziak in all alone, 1-on-3. Uziak still with it. Ty Uziak, he'll turn on the Jets. Uziak with it. Ty Uziak, he'll stop up. Uziak tries to cross. It'll find Cromwell. He'll play it out.
Did a great
into
job
the middle. Dispossessed though. There's a shot from distance. And that one blocked on its way through. And a foul committed there.
And Ty Uziak did a brilliant job there. Didn't have an option going into it in the middle of the box, but did a great job holding off 3 defenders there. Had a twist and a turn, found a cross, but unfortunately nobody at the end of that.
Ethan DeWitt will play it forward for Jordan Walker. Back to DeWitt. Looking for the 1-2, he's got it, but it's too far as Hungerford will play it out to Toon. Julian Burge, Toon. To Wishmeyer, he'll play it forward, looking for Rosendale, too far in front of him. And Cromwell will play it back to O'Meara. Sean O'Meara, a familiar name, may have played with West Michigan Bearings last season while Tulip City was inactive. He's a junior at Western Michigan, and both goalkeepers today, both him and O'Meara, or both O'Meara and Brandt, fighting for that #1 job at Western Michigan going into this fall. And Ethan Brandt
keeps the ball in play there.
From what I've seen of him, looks to be a pretty good fit for the Broncos between the sticks.
No doubt he played some minutes against Michigan State in the spring season.
Came out with a victory in that game too.
Looked very comfortable in goal.
Payne. Back to Brandt. Hungerford. He's got Wishmeyer in space. Back to Burge, wearing the captain's armband once again for the Robins. Hungerford, pressured there by Mendoza. He'll play it forward. It's intercepted though. Mendoza with it. Or Alcala with it. To Walker, his shot! That one, well over the bar.
Walker did a great job to take a touch of separation away from Mark Wishmeyer, but his shot just overhit.
Lansing Common had a few problems playing out of the back last week against BIH in the Open Cup. Resulted in 2 second-half goals in their ultimate 2-1 loss in Kentwood. But after only 3 days of practice, it was a result that a lot of people could see coming. Not one that they wanted, but a very, very subtle reminder of, oh, that's what you get with 3 days of training. Wishmeyer. He'll go back to Uziak. Shirali. Back to Hungerford. He finds space, looks for Shaheen. He's got it. He gets taken out by DeWitt. No fouls. Mendoza can bring it forward. He tries to play it for Walker, but it's intercepted by Julian Burge. And here comes Lansing Common the other way. Shaheen trying to play Rosendale through. Rosendale. He'll go back to Uziak, but not on the same page, as Tulip City can clear it once again. DeWitt.
Shaheen didn't look too happy there. He was expecting the ball played for Uziak to make that inward run. Just didn't quite communicate it as well as they expected.
Mendoza out wide to Burkett. He's forced to play it back to Fowler. He'll play it in space for Alcala. Along the near side, DeWitt. He'll run onto it. His cross. Finds nobody in white as Hungerford can clear it forward. He'll find Ramsey Shaheen.
That's a brilliant clearance and a brilliant move there from Ramsey Shaheen.
Shaheen, he's got Shirali on the overlap. He'll play him. Shirali. He'll take on one defender, work his way. Shirali! Oh, and that one straight in on to Sean O'Meara.
That was a brilliant step over and cut to the outside of the defender to hit, but unfortunately straight to the keeper.
Mendoza. He'll play it out wide. Trying to step up with Zane Arnold. It'll find its way past him. He'll find Burkett. He's got numbers going forward, trying to work around Kevin Payne. Burkett, he'll play it in, and Brandt quick off his line straight into his gloves. And chances on both ends go awry.
Again, but Ethan Brandt has been the busier keeper in these opening minutes.
He'll play it long out to Zane Arnold. The defender out of Lawrence Tech University. He'll play it back to Kevin Payne. Payne looking for numbers going forward. He'll dink it up for Rosendale. He's offside, so it's forced to go all the way in on Sean O'Meara.
Forcing the long ball, Josh Oakley on the sideline. Not too happy about that.
Cromwell. He'll play it along the near side. Too far for Strabel. Gonna go out for a Lansing Common throw.
Jackson Strabel, the right back today, coming out of Hope College in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Started 37 games for Hope College, 1 goal and also 8 assists as a right back.
Uziak almost committing the foul there. Ball will run free all the way back to Cromwell on the near side. He'll play it over to Fowler. Looking for space, he'll find Mendoza, but it's turned over. Wishmeyer, he'll play it forward to Uziak. Uziak taken out, and he'll get the free kick.
Very congested in that midfield. Julian Burge is able to pick up the pass, play it out to Ty Uziak. Ty Uziak tackled on the run.
And Munir.
It's going to be a free kick for Munir Shirali here to in-swing it.
40 yards out, not necessarily looking for the shot, but looking for a few trailing heads along the back stick. Shirali. He'll whip it in. Looking for the head of Julian Burge. It'll run out, kept in though by Cromwell. He'll send it forward, only as far as Victor Toon. Alcala on the intercept. Toon trying to go in there. He'll play it forward. It's Strabel. Quick off his line was O'Meara as Rosendale tried to poach another goal. And Tulip City can bring it the other way.
Rosendale just trying to get a left toe past the goalkeeper. Sean O'Meara was there first.
And Kevin Payne able to work the ball free. It'll find its way to Shirali. Shirali, he'll backtrack away from pressure. Shirali! On that one. Once again into the gaping arms of Sean O'Meara. And Munir Shirali, after only scoring 2 goals last season for Lansing Common, looking for his first in his first appearance.
Munir Shirali saw that he had no clear option going forward, gets a touch to get past the defender and hits a well-struck shot, just unfortunately down the middle for Sean O'Meara to grasp that carefully.
And on the other end, Lansing Common a throw in their own half. Uziak will skip around one, tries to play it off of the body of Saldana, but Tulip City once again with possession in the offensive half. Walker, he's dangerous, he'll play it out wide. He's got Mendoza. Mendoza, he'll dink it forward, and Ethan Brandt once again able to reclaim possession just 16 yards outside of his own net. He'll spring it forward. A turnover there. To find its way, Tulip City. There's a shot, and that one parried away by Brandt.
Ethan Brandt makes up for that missed throw straight to the opposition. Comes up with a great save.
Rosendale, what a great touch, and now Lansing Common on the attack. Shirali, he'll play in Rosendale along the far side. Rosendale trying to cross it in. It'll take a last-ditch deflection off of Fowler and go out for a Lansing Common corner.
And well done by Shirali again, pushing the team forward, pushing Rosendale on the run. And here comes another chance for Lansing Common off the corner.
And a great play there by Ethan Brandt. Makes up for it with the parry. And at the other way, Ty Uziak with the overhead kick. And a great touch by Rosendale springs this attack forward with just under 17 played in this first half. A free kick. Won't beat the first man in Fowler. Shirali tried to get on the end of that, but Alcala will swing it out to center as Victor Toon can reclaim possession. Brandt well out of his net. He'll play it, slice it over to the near side for Shaheen, unable to keep control of it. And a Tulip City throw-in. They'll play it quickly, though. DeWitt. They'll play it forward to Walker, trying to play the 1-2 to DeWitt. It'll be cut out by Uziak along the near side. Wishmeyer trying to play Rosendale in. He's onside. Rosendale unable to work around Cromwell, but the Robins still with possession. Wishmeyer to Shaheen. He'll dink it forward.
And it looks like it's gonna be a handball, a free kick just outside the semicircle.
And that's a dangerous position there, just about 26 yards out. 25 with the spin of the ball by Shaheen. And a few players looking over at Shaheen, Uziak, Shirali, and Wishmeyer all making claims for it. Uziak will take his place alongside the Tulip City wall. Shaheen and Wishmeyer looking to get a peg on it. Looks like it'll be Shaheen to take it. He takes it, and that one,
it goes over the wall, but just wide.
Just a few feet away from that near post. Ramsey Shaheen.
Let's talk about Ramsey Shaheen for a bit. Spent time at Temple University, played international at Tamworth FC in the UK, then played for Al Hilal United in the United Arab Emirates.
And then just came back from playing with a club in Romania. He's been everywhere, and this is his first club in the United States after that small stint at Temple. And Ramsey Shaheen, while playing on the wing in this 4-2-3-1, he's a dangerous threat with a cross, as he assisted on the lone Lansing Common goal last week in that 2-1 loss to BIH, as Tulip City looks to bring it forward. Ball goes out of play, and it'll be a Lansing Common throw-in, trying to plead his case with Strabel, but to no avail. And Lansing Common will have a defensive throw-in. Burge in the middle, put under pressure by Walker. He'll go to Payne. 20 minutes played here in Lansing. Still scoreless, but both teams with a few grade A opportunities, just not enough quality to finish in the final third. Hungerford to Wishmeyer. Trying to work around two. Can't get past.
Wishmeyer just a touch too many there to find Ramsey Shaheen.
Mendoza Hoyne. His pass intercepted by Uziak, but he'll get it back. Skips around one, plays it forward to Walker. Jordan Walker. Play it out wide for Burkett. And Kevin Payne there on defense to get that ball free as Shirali has it. Looking for options. He plays a hopeless pass to Toon, but skips past the Tulip City midfielder. It'll go back to Julian Birch, to Wishmeyer. He'll switch it across to Uziak along the far side. Uziak trying to work around one. He's got Zane Arnold in support. Arnold, he'll work his way in, sends across, and that one off of Cromwell, and he'll just whisk it away.
A great touch by Zane Arnold, a big touch to beat the defender and beat him with pace to get onto the far right side and get a cross in.
And a heavy touch.
It's starting to gel a little bit in these 20 minutes for this team.
And a heavy touch there by Mark Wishmeyer sends this ball out for a Tulip City throw-in. And Lansing Common once again trying to work that right side. They sense that there's a weakness with Saldana over there at left back. As Jordan Walker unable to get on the end of that pass. But they sense that there's a weakness along that left side, and they've tried to exploit it multiple times, and maybe, just maybe, they try to work the left side here to see if there's a slight opening now that Tulip City knows that they like to work the right.
I also think once tired legs come into play, it's gonna be, Ty Uziak is going to be even more dangerous going up against this defender, against Saldana.
Saldana trying to work around Uziak. Uziak will take the ball off of him. Uziak tries to whip it in. Rosendale! He blasts that one over the bar.
But that's exactly what Ty Uziak needed to do. Wins the ball back quickly, crosses it in, finds Rosendale at the top of the 18. A first-time hit, just slightly over hit there from Josh Rosendale.
And O'Meara will get things started quickly. And sent out of play. Lansing Common once again to throw in on that far side, but
now it's Lansing Common, the ones that are asking questions.
The only problem is that for this Josh Oakley side is they're not answering those questions. The lack of execution in the final third apparent in these first 20 minutes, but they're begging it once again. Victor Toon will skip around one. Find the overlap of Shaheen. He'll get tackled there, but Toon trying to reclaim possession. Wishmeyer, he'll blast it off the defender. It'll go all the way back for Kevin Payne to direct his goalkeeper. Landon Hungerford with it.
Ethan Brand not afraid to venture forward.
Hungerford, he'll play it forward along the left side, looking for Toon. And the far official has his flag raised as Toon was in an offside position.
Started the foot race too early there.
A little bit premature there for Victor Toon. The Spring Arbor University player. Only one game, though, for Spring Arbor. No stats to note, but a graduate of DeWitt High School as well, from the Lansing area.
Another local kid.
Jordan Walker trying to dance around Wishmeyer. It'll go back to Cromwell. Alcala tries to play it out. It'll go off the foot of Wishmeyer for a Tulip City throw-in. Walker trying to work around Toon. It'll be sent forward. Alcala works around Hungerford. Kevin Payne there to deflect it in on goal. And softly into the hands of Brandt. There's Josh Oakley having a few words with his left back. Hungerford looking for options. He's got Shaheen.
Hungerford was an all-state selection at DeWitt High School as well.
Quick out there as DeWitt tried to play it forward. He got hampered up in the process, went down. No call, though, as Shirali can bring it forward for Lansing Common. Tries to pirouette. It'll be a foul against Jansen.
Shirali clipped by half line. Going to be a free kick to Lansing Common.
Shirali just had the foot taken out from under him.
And we knew that last season a big problem with Munir Shirali was the ankle injury towards the latter half of the season that kept him out of a couple games.
But with the way that Munir Shirali plays, he's liable to get fouled multiple times a game.
Exactly, kind of like Eden Hazard. You know, he's a player who's tough to beat on the dribble. He's tough to defend on the dribble.
And he's very good in tight spaces.
Yeah, sometimes the only way to stop him is to get a foot on him.
Especially being very good in tight spaces, as you saw there, trying that pirouette.
Great touch to keep it in there by Victor Toon.
You welcome in the defender, you're most likely going to get fouled, especially at this level, when players have that type of skill that they know that once you're in that odd man situation, you're going to get beat. Rosendale to Shirali, trying it again. No foul called, and Jordan Walker not on the same page.
Shirali wasn't happy there, thought he had the midfielder's hand on his back, but ref is not going to call that. He's going to let it play.
Hungerford with it for Lansing Common. He'll go back to Brandt. He'll return the favor. Put under pressure there by Alcala. Hungerford dispossessed though. It'll find its way out to DeWitt. He'll try and send it forward for Crawford. Ethan Brandt out there quickly as the ball finds its way outside the 18, and Toon will clear it. Shirali trying to work around two. He'll go back to Burge. Along the far side, looking for Arnold. And that ball sliced off of his foot. It'll go out for a Tulip City throw-in.
Again, Tulip City did a great job of pressuring Lansing Common on that left side. They weren't able to play out. Went back to Julian Burge, but Burge couldn't make the switch over to the right.
Burkett trying to work his way into the 18 as this ball will roll out behind the touchline and out for a Tulip City throw-in. With just over 26 minutes played in this first half. And a dangerous corner at that is Jordan Walker, very good inside the 6-yard box. Both him and Ethan Brandt, two taller players. See in-swinger parried away by Brandt. It'll find its way out to DeWitt. He'll cross it in low. Back out to DeWitt just outside the 18. DeWitt working around Hungerford. He'll play it in to Walker. He shoots, and that one just over the crossbar.
And that might have been the closest chance we've had to a goal in this game. Ethan DeWitt did a great job of taking Ramsey one-on-one, crosses it in, and Jordan Walker, a touch to the outside, but able to turn his body to hit it on the second touch with his left foot. And again, overhit, but that was the best chance of the game right there so far.
And Tulip City smelling blood in the water, pressing Lansing Common in the midfield. Shaheen trying to work around two defenders. Shirali in support. Shaheen, though, he'll lose out. It'll go to DeWitt. Ramsey trying to get the ball back. It'll find its way out for a Tulip City throw-in once again as they'll work numbers forward. Strabel, he'll play it up to Walker. A mismatch on height against Toon. Walker, far side. Dispossessed there was Arnold. Burge trying to work on the overlap. It'll go back out to DeWitt, working around Toon. Ethan DeWitt still trying to work around Toon. He'll go back up top for Burkett. Burkett, past Burge, he's in. Burkett, that ball just rolled off of his foot. And Ethan Brandt had to be quick off the line as a few Tulip City players were inside the 6, but Ethan Brandt, the soft hands once again coming up big.
The pair of wingers for Tulip City, Connor Burkett and Ethan DeWitt, combining there to get a chance inside the box. Lansing Common may have gotten lucky there.
And Common still finding it hard to get out of their own zone, or out of their own half, I should say, as Josh Rosendale fouled. No call, though. He's still down on the ground. As Wishmeyer, he'll play it forward, looking for Shaheen. It'll be too far in front of him and roll its way into Sean O'Meara, who's been quiet these past few minutes for Tulip City. And a foul called against Shirali as going down was Jansen just outside of the center circle. Tulip City will play it quickly, though. Ethan DeWitt on the overlap for Strabel. He'll send it in as Payne will use the header to just knock it out behind the goal line. But once again, another corner for Tulip City just inside the first half hour. And worrisome signs here at the back for Josh Oakley's side. Already one chance off of a corner, just a few inches over the bar. They have to be looking for their danger man and Jordan Walker along the back stick. Mendoza, the in-swinger, doesn't beat the first man. It'll be sliced up in the air, and Brandt using all 6'3" of him to go up and collect it.
The tower that is Ethan Brandt goes up in the air and calmly collects that.
Sending it forward for Shaheen. It won't beat the first man at Strabel. It'll find its way back to DeWitt. Burge there with a tackle. Good tackle for him, but once again, Tulip City with the ball going forward. DeWitt looking for the overlap in Walker. He's got it. Walker trying to work around Toon. He'll stick the leg in, and another throw in the offensive half for Tulip City United.
Again, with just 15 minutes left to go, no signs of players warming up either on both benches.
And it's a rather short bench for Tulip City when compared to Lansing Commons. Mendoza had that ball just work its way around him. Shaheen trying to work around the defender, and Strabel. It'll be knocked out for a Lansing Common throw. And finally, Lansing Common able to try and get some possession in their own half. But Tulip City still pressing past this half-hour mark. Strabel, he'll send it up to DeWitt. Wishmeyer, he'll win it off of him. Wishmeyer still with it, looking for passing options. None coming. It'll go off the foot of Strabel, but not before it goes out of bounds. Strabel will put it back in for Jansen. He'll send it to the far side for Saldana. Saldana, he'll open up, finds Walker. He tries to put a leg in, and that one just skips out behind the goal line, and another goal kick for Lansing Common. Ethan Brandt. And Luca, he's been very busy these past 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, Ethan Brandt has broken a sweat here in the opening 32 minutes of this match. And Lansing Common, it seems like in the last 7 minutes, haven't been able to connect passes in the opposition's half.
And it just seems like there's a lack of movement in the space that Lansing Common is trying to exploit.
It's just either a touch too many or very few options going forward that don't let Lansing Common go up at all. And here we go.
Wishmeyer tries to play it forward for Shaheen. It'll be taken by the foot of Strabel. He works around Shirali. Shirali trying to make his way back in support. Walker dropping down. Gonna go to the near side for Strabel once again. He'll ping it to the far side. Finds a man in Burkett. Burkett trying to work around Zane Arnold. And Arnold shielding Burkett. It'll go out for a Lansing Common a Lansing Common goal kick. And even when Lansing Common has the ball, even on a throw-in, it just seems that Tulip City, it always ends up back on one of their feet. So Brandt, he'll usher the troops forward. Off the head of Rosendale and Saldana, he'll put it out along the far side. It'll be won by Rosendale. And for the first time, it seems, in almost 10 minutes, Lansing Common is in the opposing half.
Seems that way, Cam. Let's see if they can connect a few passes here and create an option.
Rosendale will go back to Uziak, just off of his quad, and sent out of play by Saldana. Another Lansing Common throw-in as Zane Arnold steps up to take it. Zane Arnold.
Looks like it may be a long one to the middle.
Looking to use the long throw-in. He'll send it in. O'Meara quick off his line. He snares it into his gloves, and he'll start play quickly once again. DeWitt along the near side. Shirali trying to work it off of him, but DeWitt keeps possession. Burge there trying to win it back for Lansing Common. He does so, as they'll play it back to Victor Toon. He'll switch the field to Kevin Payne. Arnold. Back to Burge.
And Lansing Common being very patient here, moving the ball around the back.
Trying to get some possession as Walker came in support. No foul upcoming. Shaheen. Dances around DeWitt. He finds Rosendale in space. That ball deflects forward as Shaheen looks to get on it. He'll let it run out of play.
And another throw-in for Lansing Common here, this time on the left side.
Shaheen trying to shield the defender that is Strabel. He'll go back to Toon. Shaheen not on the same page with Wishmeyer. Now Kala can pick it up. He'll send it forward for Walker for Tulip City. Numbers going forward. He's got Mendoza. He'll switch it off to the far side for him. Payne in retreat. Payne, he'll just send it off the player. Both of them take a tumble as Mendoza wins the throw-in. And a throw in deep in the offensive half for Tulip City. Saldana. Back to Mendoza, Hoyne. Not past Kevin Payne. It'll go back to Saldana. That ball will go off the foot of Arnold, and once again, another throw in for Tulip City.
Tulip City are inching closer towards the Lansing Common goal.
Cromwell, he opens up, and that one bobbled there for a second by Brandt. But he hangs on.
Powerfully struck shot. Ethan Brandt, like you said, fumbles it a little bit, but catches it in the air.
Cromwell there to pick up the second bounce. Wishmeyer trying to bring it forward for Lansing Common. It'll go to Shirali. Trying to work around Jansen, as well as the referee. He'll go back to Kevin Payne. Arnold. Skips around Alcala. He'll go back to Payne. To Rosendale. One touch to Arnold. Arnold facing pressure. He'll play it up to Uziak.
Uziak onside.
Uziak trying to dance around two. The nutmeg. Uziak still with it. He goes down in the box. And the referee says no foul as it's cleared away by Tulip City.
Uziak again clever on the right wing. Takes a touch inside. Nutmeg past one. Taken down, but it's going to be no penalty given.
The ball just a few feet away from him. Otherwise, that would have been a penalty. Arnold with the throw-in. To go off the head of Uziak. Shaheen! And that's the goal that breaks the deadlock as Ramji Shaheen scores his first goal in the United States. And it's Lansing Common 1, Tulip City United 0.
Excellent play down the wing. Ty Uziak gets the head on it just to flick it on to Ramsey Shaheen. Shaheen, one touch, may have gotten lucky there as Sean O'Mara couldn't handle the ball very well. It goes right under, and that's the first goal in the Midwest Premier League for Lansing Common.
And Ramsey Shaheen, the traveler from all around the world, nets his first goal in the United States. And after an assist against BIH last week, he opens the scoring and opens his account in front of a rambunctious home crowd. And Lansing Common, after not having the best of halves as of late, has found themselves up 1-0 with just under 7 left to go in this first half.
You know, and sometimes on the volley like that, the best thing you can do as a forward is to put it on target. And that's exactly what he did.
Tulip City trying to work one back before the end of this first half. Jansen looking for options. He's forced to retreat back. Fowler working away around the sea of red, but it's taken back by Lansing Common, and a foul off the ball by Zane Arnold. He'll make sure they can't play it quickly. It's Tulip City. They'll get it restarted. Jansen. He'll switch play along the near side for DeWitt. Trying to work around soon. Shaheen in support. Ethan DeWitt. He'll go back and then swinging cross. That one headed away by Hungerford, but not cleared. Still kept in the middle. Burge finally able to get the right foot on it. but Fowler will bring it out to the far side for Saldana. Zuziak will usher him and the ball out of play. It's a Lansing Common throw-in.
Uziak smart there. Knows Saldana's gonna have a hard time bringing that ball down. Just puts his body in between him and the ball, and rolls out.
Shirali around Jensen. It'll be played forward.
Oh, and that's well
Wishmeyer
played.
over to Shaheen. He'll get on the end of it. Shaheen looking for the cutback. Shaheen trying to find a man in the middle. Wishmeyer, and that one blocked by Mendoza. And DeWitt can clear it forward. Walker entangled with Julian Burge. He skips around him and Mark Wishmeyer. And the late tackle, but Walker, he'll play it over to the far side, Saldana.
Wishmeyer again to start that play. Great ball with his left foot over to Ramsey Shaheen.
Burkett, he skips around one. Connor Burkett, still with it. The in-swinger, Alcala. Alcala still within. That shot blocked by Hungerford.
The legs of Hungerford come to the rescue there.
Uziak looking for the 1-2 with Shirali. He'll play it. Wishmeyer as the sun makes its way back out between the clouds. Arnold welcoming the pressure of Saldana. He'll play it back to Kevin Payne. Spots Burge right at the center line. Burge looking for options. He'll go back to Landon Hungerford with arguably the biggest block of the game so far on Paulo Alcala just moments ago. Payne sends it forward for Arnold, but too far out of the reach of him. It'll be a Tulip City throw-in.
Again, Kevin Payne forcing the long ball over to the wing. It's just not going to work like that sometimes when the defenders can read the pass easily.
Wishmeyer, he'll send it back to the Tulip City defense. Burge will play it forward. Cromwell in space, he'll bring it forward. Collapsed there by 3 Lansing Common players. It'll go out for a Lansing throw-in.
Wishmeyer, the one on the tackle there, goes off the foot of Jared Cromwell.
And that goal seems to have put a little bit more spring in the steps of Lansing Common as they were on the back heel, it seemed, for the final 15 minutes before that goal came about.
You're absolutely right, Cam.
Strabel one-on-one with Burge, and Burge, the wiser of the two, stays on his feet. And it'll find its way back to a player in red with Wishmeyer.
Again, Wishmeyer patient. He's got time on the ball.
Wishmeyer sends it forward for Arnold. Finally connects with him. Zane Arnold trying to work around Saldana, unable to do so. Burkett tries the one-touch. It'll stay with a Tulip City player as Wishmeyer's down on the play. Clutching his face as a ball intended for Walker goes out for a Lansing Common throw-in.
Yeah, it looks like he either got a little bit of the ball or a little bit of the leg of the player to the face. But gets right back up.
Kevin Payne unable to beat the head of Saldana, but Julian Burge there in retreat. Shirali trying to work around defenders. He'll play it forward. Rosendale trying to get on the end of it. He'll get cut out there by Fowler. He'll spring the attack forward with Ethan DeWitt along the near side. Trying to play it for Alcala. It's snuck out by Toon. But DeWitt trying to play it forward once again. Victor Toon collapsed in there. And a whistle here as Toon was fouled up on the play by Alcala. And a Lansing Common free kick in their own half.
And again, that Lansing Common goal hasn't stopped Tulip City from trying to bag the equalizer as they still continue to press and find answers towards the back of the net.
Brandt will send it forward for Rosendale. Off his head and off the foot of Cromwell. It'll find Wishmeyer. Wishmeyer, surrounded by 2 Tulip City defenders, will find its way to Ramsey Shaheen, the recent goal scorer. Shaheen on the right foot. Shaheen!
Ramsey pass 1, pass 2, but his shot goes straight to Sean O'Meara.
Ramsey Shaheen trying to make it once bitten, twice shy to Sean O'Meara, but it doesn't fool him. So play it quickly out to Ethan DeWitt. Pass intercepted by Victor Toon. He got a little bit of a stud there late, but Shaheen collapsed around one, tried to work it through Strabel. It'll go off him. Walker, well deep in his own zone, tries to play it across. Zane Arnold will leave it for Julian Burge. He plays it back to Hungerford, and they'll go back to home base with Brandt. We'll have at least 1 minute of stoppage time here at the end of this first half. Lansing Common trying to get one more before this first 45 ends. Uziak trying to work around two. Just trying to get past Fowler. It'll go out for a throw-in. And no doubt, it looks like Zane Arnold will try to work some magic with the long throw-in, as what happened on the last set piece. Arnold.
Keep an eye on Moody Shirali edging inside the 18.
Uziak.
Left foot.
Far side, looking for Shaheen, too far away from the head of one Ramsey Shaheen.
It was a great idea by Uziak. Gets the cut in, uses his left foot to find the back post. Probably just a little too high there for Ramsey Shaheen to get on the end of that.
And Sean O'Meara will take his time. So send it forward. And that will do it for the first half here in Lansing. Chances for both teams, but it's a new face in a new place as Ramsey Shaheen, that's his first goal as a Robin. As Lansing Common heads into the halftime break, it's 1-0 in favor of the Robins.
Meet at the end of the track near the concession building. Winner gets a free $20 gift card to Stack's Barbecue and a story your grandkids will never get tired of.
I want a jersey,
Welcome back to Lansing Common Football here on YouTube. Tulip City United, a strong first half, but somehow they find themselves down 1-0 off the right foot of Ramsey Shaheen late in that first period. The first goal scored by him in the United States. 2 changes for Tulip City coming in for, Connor Burkett and I believe
Christian
Mendoza Hoyne is one. Charlie Wick, and go Luca, you knew it better than I did.
Charlie Wick and Grant Hoffland seem to be making their appearance here starting the second half. First of 2 out of 7 substitutions allowed in the Midwest Premier League.
As we are just about to get underway, Lansing Common in their home reds. They'll be going from left to right this half. Tulip City in the road, all white, will be going from right to left. As we gingerly await the center referee's whistle. 2 points, a slight conversation, and 1 whistle. We are ready to go for the second half here in Lansing. Uziak immediately looking to bring things forward for Lansing Common, trying to dance around Fowler. He does so. Uziak sends it in, and quick off the line is O'Meara. He got the second paw to it before Shirali could come in and clean up the garbage.
Again, the craftiness and skill from Ty Uziak. Goes one way, ends up going the other, and then a cross with his right foot, drilled into the middle, but it's Sean O'Meara who gets a hand on it.
Strable.
And the flares are going off on the other side of the pitch by the supporters group.
Kevin Payne in there ahead of Alcala. It'll go all the way out to the far side, kept in though by Strable. Tulip City, they have space in the middle. Jansen, they'll take a look forward. Spots a man in space that goes through the wickets of Hungerford.
It'll be offside there. Paulo Alcala was in the offside position. Ball wasn't necessarily going to him, but it was in his direction.
What could have actually been a smart play there by Hungerford to let that ball go through the legs, as he knew Alcala was offside off of his left shoulder. But nonetheless, Lansing Common looking to push the issue going forward. Arnold, he'll send it up for Rosendale. Won't beat Fowler as they shoulder off the ball. It's kept in though by Rosendale. He'll click it off the heels of Fowler and win himself a corner.
Rosendale well done with his body and just able to force the mistake for a corner kick there. And now Lansing Common gets their first corner kick of the second half.
Rosendale, the graduate of Olivet College. 9 games played for Lansing Common last season, 2 goals and an assist, but appeared in 74 games for Olivet, 26 goals, scoring for the Comets, 4 assists as well to his name, and a pretty productive 4 years there. Just
a pretty
few
impressive
minutes
resume.
down the road too.
Yeah.
Another local kid, graduated from Holt High School. So we have a player down just outside, or just in front of the Tulip City goal. Head athletic trainers for Lansing Common out there to tend to the Tulip City defender. I believe it's Strable on that far side. He looks to be okay.
And here we go with a 2-person corner kick. Munir Shirali just outside. Let's see if they play a quick 1-2. That's interesting, you know, to see the center back taking a corner kick.
Hungerford to take. They'll send it in. Urge on the back. Rosendale will play it back out. Hungerford. Send it in. Too far for O'Meara. Kevin Payne, and that one cleared off the line by Saldana.
Kevin Payne there didn't know if he was going for the shot or for the pass all the way back post, but well done to get on the end of it. And almost another chance for Lansing Common to go 2 up.
Cromwell, he'll send it forward off the head of Julian Burge for Lansing Common though. Wishmeyer trying to win it off of Hoffland. He'll win himself a throw in though. Shirali. Back to Shaheen. Trying to work around Charlie Wick. The halftime substitution. Wishmeyer, he'll send it in, but O'Meara there just ahead of Rosendale. He'll start things quickly. Jansen in the middle. Hofflin goes around Arnold. He'll play it up for Walker. He'll return the favor. Sticking the leg out was Kevin Payne. It'll be cleared by Arnold. Back to Tulip City. A misplaced pass, though. Uziak caught in possession there by Saldana. No foul given. Or excuse me, foul is given. A late whistle there by the head official. And a free kick. And
he's grabbing onto the shirt of Ty Uziak. It was a late whistle. Referee tried to play advantage, but had to call it in the end.
No advantage was to be had with Ty Uziak really wanting to call there, able to get it. With just under 5 minutes played in the second half, Shirali will stand over it. Two-man wall consisting of Wick and Walker.
Yeah, and Mooney Shirali wants a little bit more space in between the ball and the wall, asking him to back up.
And since they're playing on a football field, it's pretty easy to see the 10 yards. Jordan Walker pleading his case of the geometry, saying it's at an angle, so it should be 10 yards.
They don't want to bring out the measuring tape now.
Somebody get him a ruler.
A yardstick will suffice. Come on.
Shirali will stand over it. Looking
Back post.
Rosendale, the second effort. Wishmeyer couldn't get enough on it.
And that was a wonderful ball sent in by Mooney Shirali, back post.
Toon, he shoots, and that one, the one hopper into the waiting arms of Sean O'Meara. He makes another save in the second half.
And Cam, we know how good Lansing Common was last season off set pieces. A lot of goals, direct and indirect.
DeWitt. Over to Walker. He'll send it forward. Brandt quick off his line.
In
He'll
no
stop
rush.
it with the feet. In no rush. He'll welcome the pressure of Alcala and finally pick it up. Brandt. He'll launch it forward, looking for Shirali. He'll head it up to Rosendale. Tries to flick it forward. It'll go off of Saldana. He'll send it back into the midfield for Walker to collect. And it'll go back to a Lansing Common player with Victor Toon along the far side. Shaheen tried the one-touch pass forward. It'll go off of Saldana. Excuse me, off of Strabel. Out for a Lansing Common throw-in. Rosendale trying to work it under his feet. It's taken out in the process. Shirali, a great touch there to keep possession. Shirali still looking for passing options. Hungerford. He'll work it forward to Shaheen. Shaheen trying to find
Tries to go for the diagonal.
Shaheen past Wick. Shaheen! And that one well wide of the far post. He's already got one goal in the game. Why not try for another?
Shaheen again tries to do the clever pass over to Tyuziak, but just too much congestion on that right side and the middle of the park to execute it.
Cromwell. He'll loft it forward for Walker, intercepted by Toon. Wishmeyer there trying to get on the end of it. It'll go all the way back to Ethan Brandt. And Ethan Brandt held BIH to 0 goals last weekend. And using all 6-3 of him today has kept a few goals out for Tulip City, but nonetheless, he looks to be the #1 goaltender going forward for Josh Oakley's side.
Oh yeah, Ethan Brandt is an impressive goalkeeper. You know, at times, it's just hard to question his ability in between the sticks. That ball just had to be played a little quicker.
Zane Arnold, he'll send it forward for Uziak. Looking to make sure he's on side. He'll try to take on Fowler. He does so. Uziak still in. Sends it forward. Shaheen tries to play it through, but Cromwell there first to block it and send it out. Wishmeyer looking for Rosendale. Off his head, he takes an elbow and goes down as Strabel didn't know where it was. Ramsey Shaheen in space, he'll play forward. Uziak, and that one wouldn't go.
Uziak not happy there, asking who was making the run back post. but it could have been a shot. It could have and should have been a shot on goal with his left foot.
Charlie Wick with it now for Tulip City. He'll go back to Saldana. He'll switch play along the far side. It's Tulip City trying to bring it forward. Still down 1-0 in the 55th minute. Jansen in the midfield. He'll send it forward. Walker, he's in onside. Walker opens, he shoots, and that one.
It goes wide of Ethan Brandt's goal.
Just past the far post.
But again, that was a clever pass from the midfield of Ethan Jansen.
As we get more substitutions for Tulip City.
Coming in, it looks like it will be
Marxus Lugo. He'll come in and slot in at defense.
Coming out will be
as Jackson Strabel makes his way off the pitch. Here comes Lansing Common. Uziak, the centering pass, unable to beat the feet of Charlie Wick. It's Tulip City, they'll send it forward. Hungerford tried to play the inside of Crawford. We'll get a whistle here. Uziak with a little forearm shiver on Fowler. He didn't like the call, but it's a free kick for Tulip City.
Again, well done by Uziak. Tries to find Mooney Shirali right there in the 6-yard area, but he was beaten by the defender.
So Marxus Lugo slots in along that right side. The West Ottawa High School graduate, native of Holland, Michigan. He's also played a few games for Muskegon Community College. As Kevin Payne deals with that for Lansing Common, and a pass back there goes behind the net in a gift of a corner to Tulip City, and Josh Oakley is just bewildered by Mark Wishmeyer's decision-making on that pass. The Tulip City corner. He'll send it in. Cromwell, he'll head it into the 6-yard box, looking for Walker, and it's kept in by Brandt. He'll scoop it up as Tulip City's forced to retreat.
And here, Ethan Brandt in no rush to get the play started, pushing his men up the field.
And again, talking about Ethan Brandt, both of these goaltenders looking to make an impact at Western Michigan, fighting for that -- spot going into this fall. And Ethan Brandt, no doubt, he's been the busier of the two goalies today. Walker trying to get past Kevin Payne. It'll go on net, and Ethan Brandt, he'll take out Alcala.
There's a flag on the other side. It looks like the referee signaling for a corner kick.
We'll get a corner kick.
Ethan Brandt arguing it did not go out.
I didn't think that ball went out either. Nonetheless, Ethan Brandt.
And warming, sorry to cut you off there, Mike, but warming up here for Lansing Common, it's going to be number 15, Jack Lockerbie.
And we'll see when Josh Oakley decides to make this substitution. A dangerous free kick here, a corner kick for Tulip City, and Lansing Common haven't had a lot of training to deal with set pieces. To be sent in.
Top of the box.
That one able to be cleared away by Wishmeyer. He'll send it.
And it was clear what the idea was there. It was a top of the box pass. Puts it down with his chest and tries to get his foot around it. Lansing Common beat him to it.
And Ethan Jansen was just all alone on top of the 18, which is worrisome for them. With only 5 days of training, as Munir Shirali draws a foul at the center line. And we'll get a substitution here for both teams. So it looks like Nick Beal will be making his way onto the pitch for Tulip City. And the aforementioned Jack Lockerbie will make way onto the pitch for Lansing Common momentarily. Wishmeyer tries the 1-2 with Arnold too far in front of him. And we'll finally get those substitutions, as it looks like Julian Burge will make way for Lockerbie. The captain's armband goes to Munir Shirali.
And a round of applause for Julian Burge as he steps off.
In for Lansing Common, number 15, Jack Lockerbie.
So Paulo Alcala out for Tulip City. And it's
In comes number 8, Nick Beal.
Nick Buell, I should say. Yep. That comes in for Tulip City. It's Tulip City trying to find the equalizer here.
And the incoming debutant for Lansing Common, Jack Lockerbie, out of Gold Lake High School and Alma College. Played 22 games at 2 seasons, 2 goals to show for it. And both goals came in the same game against Kalamazoo College in what was a 8-goal thriller, a 4-4 draw.
Pretty impressive stats there for Lockerbie.
So Lockerbie and Wishmeyer, the midfield duo for the what looks like the remainder of the game. We are just an hour in.
Shaheen trying to work around 2 defenders. Saldana, he'll clear it out to Shirali along the far side.
And
As the linesman along the far side whistles or waves his flag as that ball went out of play before Shirali got it under control. Hofflin taken down behind the play by Hungerford. And another foul against Lansing Common is quietly advancing their way up the pitch is Tulip City. Jansen in the middle. Gonna go to Kevin Payne. Wishmeyer, Rosendale, one touch over to
That's a lovely
Shaheen.
first-time pass by Josh Rosendale.
Shaheen trying to work around. He'll send it in. A lofted cross, and that one dealt with by Beal. Wishmeyer on the back of Jansen. Forces him to play it to Wick. Lugo will send it forward for Hofflin. Tries to switch play. It's picked out by Arnold. Zane Arnold. At times today caught in possession, but makes a smart play there. Arnold looking for the passing options. He's got Shaheen. It's a lovely weighted ball. Ramsey Shaheen. Cross feed, and that one picked out by Fowler and
Well
cleared
done.
away.
Well played pass by Lockerbie to feed Ramsey Shaheen through onto goal. Crosses it in, but again, it's the last resort for Tulip City, the last defender that has to clear the ball out before it makes its way to Josh Rosendale waiting inside that box.
And off the clearance, a foul by Kevin Payne. He'll go into the book. The first yellow card issued this season in the Midwest Premier League goes to Kevin Payne.
Lansing Common's Kevin Payne.
Just 2 minutes past the hour mark. So he has to be careful, especially with a dangerous forward in Jordan Walker breathing down his neck for the remainder of this game. Tulip City once again winning themselves a throw-in. They'll play it quickly to Jansen. Hofflin. Back to Charlie Wick. He'll scoop it up for Walker. He'll settle it down. Jansen in that one! Just wide. Asking for a deflection. None given. It'll be a goal kick for Lansing Common.
Again, through on the goal. Just couldn't find the target with his left foot.
Payne. Shaheen. Lockerbie. He'll switch it to the far side for Uziak. Trying to keep it in. He does so.
Uziak somehow gets on the end of that.
Uziak trying to get the touch off the last man of Lugo. It did go off of him, so it's a Lansing Common corner.
Looks like Ty Uziak to take it as well.
And Uziak and Shaheen they've switched sides going into the second half. It worked wonders for Lansing Common against BIH. That's how they connected on that first goal.
Quick change is going to be Munir Shirali to take the corner kick.
Doesn't beat the first man. This will be sent out by Saldana. Cleared back in. Payne looking for it. Uziak trying to get on it, and Lugo with the right foot will send it out once again for another Lansing Common throw-in.
Again, Uziak tried to slither his way through to try to get that second ball. Didn't work this time as it did the first one.
Toon in for Uziak. It'll go off of Lugo, and another Robbins throw. Shirali coming in support. Uziak tried the dummy. It'll go back out to Toon. Taken away and sent forward to Walker for Tulip City. He'll give it up to Hoffland. DeWitt springs Hoffland forward, and a good backtrack there by, I believe, Hungerford. And a one-touch there by Victor Toon.
What a lovely flick.
And Wishmeyer, he'll send it forward. Looking for Rosendale, trying to beat Cromwell. Rosendale does. Beats Lugo as well. He'll send it out for Uziak.
Rosendale just gets his big toe on that to get it to Uziak. And it's going to be another corner kick for Lansing Common.
And Lugo there in on the slide, able to play it off the right foot of, or excuse me, Uziak able to play it off the right foot of Lugo and win Lansing Common another corner. So 3 corners, I believe, in the past 5 minutes for Lansing Common. They were dangerous last season on set pieces, scoring at an alarming rate. 33 goals Lansing Common had in the MWPL, only 16 for their opponents. Wick unable to deal with that, it's sent in.
And Josh Oakley asking for a handball inside the box from Charlie Wick.
As Wishmeyer, I think, tried to put his left foot on that.
And Ty Uziak looks like he's going to get the yellow card for dissent.
Another yellow card issued to a Lansing Common player, I believe, or as we believe this time, Ty Uziak shown the cheddar just a few minutes past the hour mark.
And the ball hits the 4th official's table.
He's been busy here in the past 10 minutes. 2 yellow cards. Could be more. Could be less.
Yellow card shown to Lansing Common number 7, Ty Uziak.
As we get the official scoring from it, from the man a few doors down. Uziak, fresh off a yellow card, trying to work his way around Lugo.
And another corner kick for Lansing Common.
He'll win himself a corner. Once again, another set piece for the Robins, trying to get that second goal before it really starts setting in as desperation time for Tulip City.
Just under 25 minutes left to play.
Shirali, he'll stand over it. And Swinger. Payne in that one. Takes a double deflection and sent out for a throw-in by Charlie Wick.
And Ben Meshke here on the far side, on the far bench for Lansing Common. Looks like he might be making an appearance tonight.
And that's a 1-for-1 substitution at the center forward position if Josh Oakley chooses to go for it. Wishmeyer, he'll send it in quickly, and O'Meara, quick off his line, he'll spring it forward quickly. Saldana. Looking for Walker, he's got it. Jansen, over to DeWitt. Trying to find Walker. It rolls in on Ethan Brand. He'll scoop it up. And a dangerous, quick few passes there for Tulip City, but the final third, the execution in it, still lacking, as Jordan Walker has had the best chance for them all night halfway through that first half. Hungerford. Up to Wishmeyer for Lansing Common. He tries to spring Shaheen forward. It'll roll in once again to Sean O'Meara.
And those kind of passes are going to get a little bit more difficult as time goes on, as also tired legs play a big factor here.
As Josh Oakley's team still not 100% match fit, with a few guys coming back from injury and some not playing much in their spring seasons. Walker able to skip past Zane Arnold, trying to get past Lockerbie. He's forced to retreat back to Fowler. Walker. Lockerbie will clean it up. He'll send it back to Ethan Brandt. As Ben Meshke has made his way to the scorer's table, he'll come in at the next dead ball. Brandt trying to find Shirali. Lugo will just play it out for a Lansing Common throw-in, and will finally get that substitution. Never mind, as the center official looked towards the scorer's table and decided to wave it off. Or, as we see no official flags from the linesman signaling the substitution, Joshua Rosendale's making his way off as Ben Meshke will make way for his first appearance in the MWPL since last season, and a good shift there for the forward, the Olivet graduate, as Ben Meshke, the Kalamazoo College native, looks to make an impression and bag the Robins another one. Shirali. Pressured there by Wick. It'll go out for a Lansing Common throw-in. Toon trying to play it forward for Meshke. Lugo will just play it out once again as Cromwell in the middle, incensed at his right back of why he's not taking a touch to look up and see if he's got space or not. Toon working around two defenders, he'll give it up to Meshke. Over to Uziak. One-on-one with Marxus Lugo. Toon stepped in there by Wick late. Referee plays advantage. He sends it in. Shaheen, and that one rolls off his foot. Right in on goal to O'Meara.
And we have a player down on the other side. Referee's going to stop and going to issue his whistle and stop the clock.
And it looks like it's Victor Toon who got that late foot in by Charlie Wick. He's still down in pain, and it could force Josh Oakley into another substitution. And it will have to be done, and that is not something that Josh Oakley wanted, especially in this first game with guys getting back to match fitness. And a substitution will have to be made. And a little bit of a powwow inside the semicircle for Tulip City. They've looked very good today, just haven't found the execution in the final third. And Josh Oakley will take this time to rally the troops and settle things down and try to will his team to victory. Surely not the scoreline he was envisioning at the beginning of today.
But if he can keep this result, he'll take it. But Victor Toon gingerly getting up. On the far side, it looks like he's going to be taken out of the field.
So that will be the day for the Spring Arbor University enrollee, as Josh Oakley looks to possibly make a few more substitutions. Already has made 2. Kai Francisco warming up as well on the touchline. And I believe it will be Kai Francisco, the East Lansing High School native, who will come in place of Toon. A midfielder for a midfielder for a defender, but a very good substitution. Kai Francisco, saw him play against BIH Grand Rapids. Very good in tight spaces, very crafty. Could surely play the midfield, could surely play defense in place of Victor Toon, but no doubt Lansing Common is going to miss him. That being Victor Toon for the last at least 20 minutes of this game.
Subbing in for Lansing Common, number 8, Kai Francisco.
And Francisco has some history with a few of the players for Tulip City, being a Hope College enrollee. Many of Tulip City's players also playing at Hope.
Charlie brings the ball back down.
Jensen looking to get things going for Tulip City. Played along the near side, Saldana in a foot race with Arnold, and that ball will just roll out of play. And Tulip City sensing desperation and a little bit of confusion for Lansing Common. They're pressing forward. Uziak, he'll win the ball off of Beal, but it goes out for a Tulip City throw-in. So Francisco will slot in at the midfield for Lansing Common. Saldana. Hofflin.
Looks like Jack Lockerby's going to drop into the center back.
Play it in space. Walker saving the rebound. That one goes off of Kevin Payne, or excuse me, Landon Hungerford, and through the back of the net as Jordan Walker levels things at 1.
Again, it was like a pinball machine inside the 6-yard box. A left-footed cross on the ground. Hungerford tries his best to clear the ball out, but it just rolled right past Ethan Brand into the back of the net. And that's a tie game now here with just 15 minutes left to play in regular time.
The official scoring goes to Jordan Walker. It's his 3rd in this short campaign for Tulip City. And Lansing Common, in the final 15 minutes of this game, find themselves deadlocked at 1. Shaheen trying to work free of Lugo. It'll go out for a common throw-in.
Official attendance figure 493.
493 rowdy fans in attendance for the home opener this season. As Lansing Common, they'll regroup with Kevin Payne. He'll send it forward, looking for Uziak. It'll only go as far as Fowler. He clears it up to Beal. Wick, unable to get it past Shirali. He's in acres of space. They'll go back to Francisco.
And Ty Uziak is down on the far side here on the right wing.
Looks like a little bit of a cramp here. It's Kevin Payne. He'll just play it out. Fatigue settling in for Lansing Common is warming up on the touchline. Matthew Davidson, another Hope College player on this Lansing Common squad, as Munir Shirali also goes down just outside of the 25-yard line, getting stretched out by Kai Francisco. And worrisome signs here in the attacking portion of this 11 for Lansing Common. So once again, another stoppage here with just under 20 minutes left to play. Stoppage time will no doubt be in excess, at least 2 or 3 minutes as of this moment. And Uziak really trying hard to run it off, gimping to the touchline. Davidson will come in for him. So Matthew Davidson, the Grand Ledge High School graduate, will come in for Ty Uziak. And Davidson, a little known fact about him, played for the Kalamazoo Kingdom, a club team that won the United States Youth National Championship U18 division title, and they were just the 3rd Michigan team to do so, and the first one since, I believe, 2003 to win the national championship in the U18 division.
Oh. Did you look at that?
Very interesting stat for that kid.
But he's going to go in place of Ty Uziak on the right wing. And as play restarts, and like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, you know, we knew match fitness was not going to be 100% for Lansing Common, but it looks like it's catching up to them now.
Francisco. Back to Payne. Put under pressure. It'll roll out, and it'll be a Tulip City throw-in. Saldana, he'll play it quickly, looking for Hofflin. Just behind Walker as it goes back out once again for another throw-in. Arnold looking for passing options. He'll just throw it back to Brandt. As we approach the 80th minute here in Michigan's capital city. Brandt. Over to Payne, he'll play it up to Davidson. His first touch is a little lackluster. Davidson trying to turn around Beal. He'll give it up to Payne. Meshke in space, tries to go around Saldana, but he gets the ball back for Tulip City. Hofflin now with it. Tries to play it forward for Walker, but it rolls in on Ethan Brandt once again. He'll send it forward, looking for Shaheen. He's unable to get past Lugo. It'll roll all the way back to Sean O'Meara. O'Meara, 6 foot 180. No stats at Western Michigan, but before then was an academy player for the Michigan Wolves before enrolling at Western Michigan. A native of Canton, Michigan as well, graduated from Canton High School just a few years ago.
As play restarts.
Payne trying to play it behind Walker. Not a smart move as Walker got the foot in. Wishmeyer forced to retreat in his own end. Davidson with space.
Davidson's got the left side open.
Davidson doesn't play it though. He's got Arnold along the near side. Arnold trying to work around Saldana. Shaheen in an offside position. And Shaheen unknowingly kicks the ball away. He'll go into the book again. It's the third yellow card for Lansing Common. And this one here for time wasting.
Yellow card shown to Lansing Common, number 17, Zane Arnold.
Play restarts.
Davidson trying to win it off of Saldana. Goes in for the tackle, but Tulip City reclaims the ball in their own half. Wick will play it over for DeWitt. To Lugo. Back to Fowler. Tulip City organized, yet still trying to threaten. Jensen in the midfield. Back to Fowler. The one-touch pass. Kevin Payne tries to slide tackle. Here's Hofflin. Hofflin! Hofflin, and the save by Brandt! The left hand of Brandt keeps it deadlocked at 1. And what a save by the young man.
Ethan Brandt, it seemed as if Tulip City were screaming goal as he was inching his way closer. But the big left hand of Ethan Brandt keeps it away.
Fowler, pressured there by Meshke, doesn't want to give up the foul. To Beal. Pressured by Arnold. Meshke wins the ball. Davidson. The tug of the jersey by Beal. Davidson trying to work around him. Davidson finally able to get the foul. As he went over rather awkwardly. Beal didn't like the call. Brandt. Pressured by Hofflin.
It looks like Shaheen got
trying to work it forward.
Shaheen got a yellow card for dissent, it seems like.
Yes, for kicking the ball away unknowingly, and he's the third Robin to go into the book tonight.
Fourth, I believe. 3.
DeWitt. Along the far side, he skips around Hungerford. DeWitt crossing it in, looking far stick. Beal, and that shot kept in by Brandt.
It was on its way out, but Ethan Brandt keeps it in play.
Ethan Brandt rather busy in the final 10 minutes of this one.
And it is 4 yellow cards. It was Payne, Uziak, right here, Zane, and now Shaheen.
Zane's was corrected to Shaheen.
Zane was corrected to Shaheen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. Excellent.
Just memory here. No live statistics. We're still working on that. Charlie Wick with it for Tulip City. To Jordan Walker. Walker, he lines up from distance. Safely into the midsection of Brandt. And just like the first half, Lansing Common finding it hard to get out of their own end. Shaheen, he'll bring it forward.
With just about 5 minutes left to play.
Meshki takes it off of him, finds Davidson. Davidson along the far side, tries to play it forward. Lugo will just heave it along the far side. Not a very good touch by the ball kid, but he's got another one there in quick supply. It'll be a throw in for Lansing Common.
Mitch Haynes warming up on the far side of the bench for Lansing Common. It looks like he will make an appearance.
Arnold, the throw in off of the head of Meshki. Ushered out by Lugo. And it'll go out for a goal kick. As we will get the substitution here for Lansing Common. It'll be Munir Shirali coming out. And coming in his place is Mitch Haynes. As the captain's armband makes its way to Kevin Payne, and Munir Shirali, his day is done. And a good first appearance for the club this season for the Eastern Illinois University enrollee. As Mitch Haynes makes his first home appearance for Lansing Common.
And Mitch Haynes coming out of Porch Central High School and Spring Arbor University in 15 games. Had 1 assist versus Grace Christian.
Arnold with the quick throw in to Wishmeyer. Play it into space for Lockerbie. He's forced to play it along the far side. He'll be sent in, looking for Meshki. Too far for him. It'll go to Saldana. He'll clear it out to Beal. He's winding up from space. Lockerbie in that one. Just past the elbow. A good effort there, though, by Jack Lockerbie.
You know, you got to keep the keeper on his toes somehow. And Jack Lockerbie busted out the rocket for that one.
Fowler. Now Jensen trying to work around Wishmeyer. He'll ping it up the far side for Lugo. And his header goes out of play. It'll be a Lansing Common throw-in with just under 4 minutes left to go before stoppage time. As we get a whistle here, Shaheen taking down Lugo along the touchline, asking for the initial foul, but none coming. So it'll be a free kick for Tulip City United. And no doubt, Luca, there should at least be 3 minutes of stoppage time at the minimum when the full 90 ends.
I would agree with you, Cam. We have just about less than 2.5 minutes of the regular 90 left to play. Like you said, I would expect around 3 to 4 minutes of extra time. With the couple of injury situations and the amount of throw-ins we've seen.
Hoffland, the recipient of the quick throw, has his arms around Kai Francisco. Or not, excuse me. I believe of Mitch Haynes on that far side. As the home fans not happy with that.
Yeah, Mitch Haynes has switched the left back position while Kai Francisco takes the number 10 role. That was Mooney Shirali's.
Davidson playing off the head of Saldana. Springs forward, Meshki tries the quick back heel. It rolls too far in front of him. It'll go out for a goal kick for Tulip City. O'Meara, he'll look to start things quickly. Cromwell, under pressure by Meshki, he'll launch it forward. Hungerford first there in front of Walker. It finds its way to DeWitt. As Lansing Common tries to reclaim possession, they do so. Francisco tried to work around Jansen in the midfield. It'll find its way all the way back into the feet of O'Meara. Back out to Cromwell. Once again, Route 1 up to Jordan Walker, but Kevin Payne there to bring it forward, and a late challenge there by Hoffland going in on Payne. Ty Uziak from the bench wondering why that wasn't also a yellow card.
You're gonna play it quickly. Wishmeyer.
Up to Arnold, looking for the 1-2 with Davidson. Davidson still has it. It's taken down by Fowler. And finally, the linesman will make the foul call against Wishmeyer. And Josh Oakley pointing to the 25-yard line where Davidson was held.
Again, Lansing Common was not happy that the initial foul was not given to Davidson on the right side. Instead, it will go the other way.
And we have hit the full 90. And we'll get 4 minutes of added time here in Lansing. Wick trying to get on the end of that ball to find its way to Arnold. He'll loft it up, looking for Davidson. It'll go out for a throw-in for Tulip City. Beal will play it quickly off the head of Kevin Payne, but Beal reclaims it. Hoffland still with it. He'll play it in for Walker. His shot, and that one skids off the heel of Payne and in on Brandt, who's able to scoop it up off the ground. Just under a minute played in stoppage time. Up to Meshke. He loses out. It'll find its way to Beal for Tulip City. The backtracking Arnold. He'll win it. Wishmeyer has numbers going forward.
And
Wishmeyer.
And this could be one of the last few attacks for Lansing Common.
Charlie Wick trying to play it forward. Ben Meshke there on the pressure. It'll go back to Cromwell. He'll send it forward where Walker has it one-on-one. Arnold trying to take it away from him. It'll find its way to Hungerford. Kevin Payne will send it up for Meshke. Tried the quick flick. Davidson trying to get around Wick. Unable to do so. Kevin Payne, the 50-50, will win it forward for Lansing Common.
Kevin Payne comes in like a truck.
Shaheen trying to work around Lugo. He takes a spill along the far side. It'll go out for a goal kick for Sean O'Meara. 2 minutes and change of the minimum 4 minutes left to play. Davidson. Can't play it past Saldana. Kevin Payne there in front of Walker. He'll play it back to Brandt. Nervous sometimes here at the back for Lansing Common. Lockerbie heads it up for Francisco. He'll beat Jensen. Meshke with it. Tries to knot it down for Francisco. Shaheen along the far side. Numbers going forward. Picked out by Lugo. But kept in by Francisco along the far side. Lugo will win it. But Francisco gets it back to Shaheen. Ramsey Shaheen gets knocked off the ball. As play is brought forward. It'll be kept in and taken out just in front of the touchline. I believe it's Fowler. And a yellow card will be shown to the first Tulip City United player. And a dangerous free kick just in front of that far side touchline. A dangerous tackle there at the end. As we have entered into...
And this could be the last chance for Lansing Common here to get anything on goal.
Lugo assessed the yellow card as we're into the final minute of the minimum 4 minutes of stoppage time. Shaheen to stand over it. The in-swinger straight into O'Meara. And he'll clear his 18-yard box with just over 30 left to play. Saldana. Checking the run was Walker. Finds Hungerford. Wishmeyer will just play it out to the far side. It'll go out for a Tulip City throw-in. The last few opportunities and the last few moments for Tulip City to try and snatch a few points. Walker trying to get around Payne. Walker, he's shot, and that one parried away by Brandt.
Again, Jordan Walker does anything he can to get that ball under control, takes it onto his right foot, strikes at first post. Ethan Brandt just shoves it aside. And we could see here a last corner kick.
This should be the last chance of the game. DeWitt, he'll send it in along the far side. Glances off the head of Wishmeyer, sent back in, bounces. Finally sent out, and Shaheen trying to bring it forward. Fouled multiple times, taken down. We'll get a whistle here.
And that's the end of the game.
And that'll be full time here in Lansing. The first goal in the United States for Ramsey Shaheen, but a calamity of errors early in the second half, and a Jordan Walker goal knotted things up at 1 as Tulip City United and Lansing Common share the points here in Michigan's capital. But Luca, what did you see from this 90 minutes, especially that last few 15 to 20 minutes of that second half?
Obviously, you saw the tired legs, and obviously, you know, Josh Oakley stressed. His team is not 100% fit, and you could see it. Again, those last 15 minutes, the regular starters were struggling. Again, not just physically, but mentally as well, making mistakes that at times hurt the balance of the team and the integrity and the structure. But as we know, there have been 2.5 weeks of practice. Fitness can only improve from here, and we'll be back in 2 weeks to find out what happens in the next game of the Midwest Premier League.
And stating about that next game, Lansing Common will play at West Michigan Bearings, the only team they were unable to beat last season. They will play them as an away match on June the 3rd. And the next home game for Lansing Common will be June 12th against Michigan Jaguars FC. But unfortunately, Luca, I won't be here, and it'll be a sad sight as I'll be gone for a few months. But don't fret, everybody. You'll hear Luca Maloney and a few others behind the mic. So we're leaving you guys in good hands. But that will do it for us here at Eastern Stadium. Before we go, I would like to thank a few people. We'd like to thank our camera operator today, Lance Limbo. I would like to also thank our producer, Scott Oberlander, for making this run and making us, have the greatest job that we could possibly have and make the greatest show that we possibly can do. Lansing Common and Tulip City, they share the points here in Michigan's capital. 1-1 from Luca Maloney. I'm Cameron McLaren saying good night, everybody.
Consider stopping by Ozone's Brewhouse in Old Town for a pint of common cause and toast your hometown soccer club.